Association Network.
Hi, Noreen. Thank you for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure having you on the show. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Just to give you a bit of background here, my listeners, in particularly the females, are hugely excited that you are joining us live on the show.
That's very sweet of them. Thank you for having me again.
Fawad, I can imagine your daily schedule, over in Pakistan must be absolutely hectic.
If you'd like me to sound busy, then I'd say yes, it's hectic. But no, not these days. I'm just as busy as the average person.
Okay. For those that don't know, for the uninitiated, Fawad is an actor, a singer, a model, and some like to call you the King Khan of Pakistan.
Oh, wow. That's a new one.
Do you like that one?
I don't know.
I think you do. Maybe a little bit.
I deserve that, but yes, it's flattering to hear that.
But you kind of started your career, didn't you, modelling, and then you went into singing, and you were part of a really cool rock band.
I wouldn't say I started my career as a model. I started my career as a musician.
Oh, right, okay.
As a part of a rock band, but I was never a model per se. I took up on jobs and offers in advertisements, in television advertisements. So I don't know if you'd call that a model, really. But,
well, I suppose, yeah, if you're good looking and, if they want to put you as the face of a campaign, you are a model.
Oh, that's very sweet of you. I'm humbled.
But is it true you play guitar, bass and drums?
I do that. I've done that
cool.
a lot, especially during a phase when I was also, actually, I ran a small studio out of my house. It was a semi-pro studio in which I used to compose jingles as well. So during that phase and during the songwriting phase, I was doing things on my own. So I was playing guitar, bass, and drums, and composing and songwriting. So yeah, a little bit of that.
So Fawad, how did that transition come about from being a musician, being in a rock band, to doing a bit of modelling, and then you went into acting? Was that just a natural progression, or did somebody approach you?
I think it's a bit of both and the third thing. I think I was just very lucky and fortunate. In fact, the third thing was something that was the most responsible for me being a part of all these things. I think it's just good fortune and good luck, and a lot of love from the people, which I'm very grateful for.
I mean, you appeared in the brilliant Khuda Ke Liye. How was that experience, being a part of that movie? Groundbreaking Pakistani film.
It was, and it was a knee-knocking experience. It was my first acting stint, first theater film, feature film acting stint. So, it was quite an eye-opener, quite an experience in every way possible. Yeah.
And then when you started appearing on the smaller screen, in dramas like Dastan, I mean, did you expect there to be such a response? I mean, were you aware of how many people, not just in Pakistan, but globally, are now watching the small screen and enjoying dramas?
No, I didn't, and it was very scary when you come to think of it now. It was very scary then, because I didn't think people would be watching so closely, and acting as a passion as well. That is something that I stumbled across. I thought that I'd be able to sort of prepare myself better for future projects or for something for the big screen by doing something for television, and I wasn't so. I didn't know that people were watching so closely, and when I realized, that's when things became scary. That's when I started to understand that, you could be a thing of yesterday if you didn't watch your moves very carefully, and that's when I started realizing that, I need to start picking up my game.
I mean, you played Hassan in Dastan, and we all know Dastan was incredibly successful, but were you prepared for what was about to come when you were a part of the Hamsafar project?
Not at all. Not at all. I wasn't expecting it.
And I read somewhere that you weren't overly confident when you were offered the script initially.
It's not about being confident. It's just that I, as an actor, I think I've always tried to choose roles that would be challenging and The script just didn't really click with me the first time I read it. And then I was convinced by my producer, Mom. She persisted. She was very persistent.
So you sort of went into it a little bit half-heartedly, did you?
I'm sorry?
So did you kind of go into it a little bit half-heartedly, thinking, yeah, this looks okay, not realising what it was going to become?
I'd say that, yeah, that was true. I think that she has a very big hand in instilling confidence in me regarding the script. Although, obviously, it's something that was more mainstream when it comes to Pakistani television and media, and that is something that as any I think artist says or portrays themselves to or tries to avoid. I was trying to avoid that. That's what I would say. And then when I got into it, I think I was very lucky and fortunate to have the team that was around me, because I think that no matter how great an actor or performer you are, if the people across you are something that do not really sort of bring that thing out of you, I don't think that you can get where you are.
Okay, Fawad, we're going to talk.
So,
yeah, we'll talk some more about what happened, when Hamsafar hit our screens. But I just want to bring in a caller now, one of our listeners who's a huge fan of yours. Hello, Binish.
Hello, good afternoon.
Afternoon. You are through to Fawad Khan.
Hello, how are you, Fahad?
I'm fine, Binish. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Can't believe I'm speaking to you, but can I just say Eid Mubarak?
Eid Mubarak to you too.
Thank you very much.
What's your question, Binish?
The question I have, I think Fahad's pretty much answered it. I just want to ask, post Hamsafar, do you feel that fame has changed you? If not, what do you do to stay so grounded?
Well, I don't think fame has really changed me. I think I still see myself as the same Fawad a couple of years ago. But yeah, the ways that it actually may have changed me in is that I've just become more alert and aware that there are more people who are watching me perform out there now, and I guess I just have to be very careful about their expectations as well. So it's not just about me anymore. And I don't think it is ever in the case of any performing artist. At any point in time, about themselves alone, but you begin to realize more that you owe more of a responsibility to your audience when they start watching you, and they're more intent seeing your performances. Yeah.
There you go, Binish.